Hey guys, G54023. Got another Taurus. This time it's the Taurus PT 1911 DT. DT standing for duotone. First of all, I'm going to show you what you get when you purchase the pistol. Actually, these don't come with it. You do get two magazines, 8-round variety. They are made by Taurus, although they do look very much like an ACT mag. It says here on the side, PT 1911 45 ACP, made in Brazil. So I guess Taurus makes these magazines, but it looks like they've taken the ACT mag design with that anti-tilt follower. Very good magazines in my experience. You get your Taurus security key. It does have the Taurus security system on it. Get a barrel bushing wrench, always nice. Get a nylon cleaning brush, and of course your warranty and your owner's manual. Very nice case too. But anyway, let's get to the gun. Empty mag, empty magazine well, empty chamber. Taurus PT 1911 DT duotone. Very nice budget 1911. If you're looking for a 1911 and you don't want to spend the money for a Kimber or Ed Brown or any of those high-end 1911s, I would say this would be a very reasonable choice. You get a lot for your money. This particular model sells for around $580 to $600, maybe more, depending on where you look. I always recommend looking at Bud's Gun Shop. They always have great prices, but there's always someone out there that could possibly beat them. You know, they're not the one-stop shop, so look around. I always advocate looking around. The magazines hold 8+1, like I said, or 8 plus 1 in the chamber. You get a very nice trigger out of box. It is a little bit creepy, but good for the money. Like I said, it's not an Ed Brown or a Kimber or any other high-end Pro Shop 1911. It pulls up right at 4.5 to 5 pounds, depending on what gun you get. Not all of them going to be the same. But I did do a trigger job on mine, and it's very easy to do a trigger job. Takes a trigger job very, very well. I always advocate, if you don't know what you're doing, take it to a gunsmith. If you don't have the tools to do it also, take it to a gunsmith. But this gun took a trigger job extremely well. Again, safety check, nothing in there. Right now it's breaking at around 4, just a little under 4. It takes a trigger job extremely well. But the trigger is adjustable for over travel and trigger travel, or pre-travel I should say. It has the pre-travel wings on the trigger bow, on the trigger bar, excuse me. You do get somewhat of a skeletonized hammer. It's Taurus's own hammer. That's where your security system is. You turn that and it makes the gun inoperable. You cannot cock the hammer. You get ambi safeties, which I don't really care for. It kind of makes the gun a little wide, as you can see. But they are pretty decent safeties. I have heard people saying that these break off on them, but I haven't experienced that, and I've put 1,000+ rounds through this thing. I put a lot of rounds downrange with this thing. And the safety is a pretty positive engagement. It's not the snickiest safety I've ever seen, but it's still pretty good. You get a nice beaver tail, so you don't get that hammer or slide bite. Your grip safety is extended, so you get a nice positive engagement with that grip safety. You have front and back slide serration. You get a full length guide rod if you want that. Oversized ejection port. It's also beveled. to eject those big fat 45 ACP rounds. You have nice checkering on the mainspring housing, nice sharp. I'm not sure how many lines per inch that is, but it's pretty fine. My camera will pick that up. It is on the mainspring housing and all the way down the front strap, as well as on the bottom of the trigger guard. So you need a nice aluminum skeletonized trigger. You also get a oversized slide catch. Makes it easy to actuate with a firing grip. And you do get a beveled magazine well, if you want to call it that. It's slightly beveled, nevertheless. I think I showed you the extended slide or magazine release. It is checkered as well. You also get some Novak, that'll focus in, 3-dot sights that are dovetailed, so you can move them for windage if you need to. It's very nice. I've also experienced one other thing with this firearm that I want to share with you. It kind of says something about the build quality. Not so much the magazine, but the gun. And that's what I'm talking about right there. I actually had a round explode in the chamber of this gun. There's the back of the casing. The entire back of the case blew completely off. The rest of the round was stuck in the chamber, and I had to pull it out of there with a set of pliers. And it also blew the plastic base plate of my magazine completely off, and the rest of the rounds down through the magazine. And the rest of the gun, not a scratch on it, besides the cheap plastic grips that come on it. You do have cheap, really thin, cheap plastic checkered grips with it, which I have replaced with Hogue rubberized finger groove grips, which go very nicely with this gun. But that is the only thing that happened when that round exploded. It did not crack the barrel, the slide, the frame, nothing. And from what I read on Taurus's website, the frame, the slide are all forged. They're not cast. So that's pretty good value for $600. I do believe the internal parts are MIM'd. I'm not 100% sure. It didn't say on the website, but it took a trigger job pretty good, like I said before. Just so you don't have to go hunting around for one of the many thousands of 1911 takedown videos, I'll go ahead and do it for you right here. Take your magazine out. Always safety check, double check, triple check. And we will put it on safe. And take our barrel bushing wrench and put it on here. Turn it slightly to the left so that it captures this plunger. Hold it with your thumb and go ahead and turn your barrel bushing all the way to the left, and then let that up slowly because it is under spring tension. And then we will rotate our barrel bushing to the right and lift it out. Okay, then take it off safe. Slide your slide back to the takedown notch, which is the furthest notch back. It'll be very small, and push your slide stop through from the other side and pull it out. Okay, now you can take your slide off, and there we can see the polish job on the frame, which is pretty nice from the factory. Okay, and there's your guide rod, full length steel guide rod, and the barrel will come out through the front, and there's your oversized feed ramp and polished feed ramp, which is polished very nice from the factory. I have not touched either one of those. And you do have a Series 80 slide, with these Tauruses as the firing pin block. And that's the basic takedown of a 1911. You can't go deeper, but there's thousands of videos out there, and due to time, I can't do that. Maybe in the future. But put your barrel back in through the front, put your lug back, put your guide rod back in, and we will slip it back onto the frame like so, and go all the way back like so, back to your take down notch. Make sure your barrel lug is lined up and push your slide stop through like so. Push your slide forward, put the safety back on to hold the slide forward. Take your bushing, put it in like so, and rotate it all the way to the left. And put your recoil spring in, push it down, push that over to where it just grabs that like that, and then take your bushing wrench and turn it the rest of the way back on there. Alright, do a function check. Always check all the safeties. Safety's off, grip safety is not engaged, gun doesn't fire. Grip safety engaged, safety off, gun fires. Safety on, grip safety engaged, gun does not fire. Take safety off, and it goes. Alright. And there you have it. So, if you're looking for a budget 1911, take a look at a Taurus. I think you'll be pretty impressed with it. There you have the markings, the serial number, the made in Brazil, PT 1911 45 ACP. I just think you can't go wrong with them, guys. They're available in 9mm too. If you don't want a big fat 45 ACP around, go with a 9mm. If you want a 1911 battery of arms and you don't want to pay for 45 ammunition, go with a 9. I think they're 11+1. I'm pretty sure they're readily available. So how can you go wrong? I mean, it's a step above a Rock Island, I think, but that's just my opinion. That's my review of the Taurus PT 1911 DT. Have fun, be safe. Thanks, guys.